Early in King Lear, the king says that he has certain goals. As we see here, it says that he wants to shake all cares and business from his age. In other words, he wants to retire in peace. He tells us that he wants to crawl unburdened toward death. In other words, he wants to enjoy his sunset years, and he wants future strife to be prevented. Of course, substantially as a result of things Lear himself does, he gets none of these wishes. He meets none of these goals. He does not shake care from his shoulders. He does not crawl to death unburdened, and future strife is not prevented. And in fact, we get a description of what has happened in the state right at the end of the play, where Albany says to Edgar and Kent that they need now to sort of pick up the pieces of the kingdom. And he describes the kingdom as a gored state. That is, it's a state that is wounded. And if this wounded state is going to be healed, if it's going to be put back together, Albany says to Edgar and Kent, then you guys need to stick around and rule in this realm. Well, so far as we know, Edgar does stick around. Edgar has the very last word in the play. Kent does not. Kent chooses to follow his master, King Lear, into death. The simple thing for us to reflect on here is that Lear had definite goals. He expressed them clearly. I have definite goals. I want to retire in peace. I want to enjoy my sunset years. I want strife to be prevented. But those goals are not met. And Lear seemed not to understand that there needs to be a connection between goals we claim to have and things we actually do. If a student wants to succeed after school, if a student wants to succeed in the world of business, in the world of science, in the world of administration, then simply saying that I want to succeed in the world of business, in the world of science, in the world of administration, simply saying that I want to succeed does not bring about success. Of course, the person has to act, the person has to do things. And often what we see in life is that people have goals that are easy to express and that are good goals, but there's a lack of ability, there's a lack of insight, there's a lack of willingness when it comes to actually doing things to meet those goals. Lear's goals were great and had his own actions. Had his own actions been effective, had his own actions been helpful in the sense of preventing strife and doing things that help promote peace for the kingdom, and therefore his own peace. Had he done the sorts of things that would have moved his kingdom in that direction, then it's likely that his goals would have been met. But there was a disconnect between what Lear said he wanted and what he actually did. That disconnect was rooted in self-ignorance, at the very least, ignorance of the self, ignorance of others, and ignorance of the way his actions affected other people. And so Lear's tragedy, while extreme, does provide us with a certain moral lesson, that to state goals, to say I have certain noble goals, that's easy. Doing the work that actually gets us to the goals, that's harder. Simply stating goals doesn't make the goals come about. We have to do things. Unfortunately, in Lear's case, there's a disconnect between what he said he wanted and what he did. And he paid the price, and his kingdom paid the price.